Collingwood side about to run through their banner, thanking our men and women who served the country so well in East Timor. Salmon, one of the great players of this game, and a wonderful player for a long time, 285 games.
Josh Fraser also being niggled at by Trent Crowe before the first bounce.
Well, Daniel Chick gets the first effective kick away to the outer side of the ground, puts it out in front of Shane O'Brien. He picks it up now. Now there's been a whistle, and the umpire is going to pull it up, and it's going to come down the ground. They're still niggling down the ground. It's come all the way down, as you mentioned. There's plenty of niggling going on with Fraser. And here is the young man. He gives it off to Davis. Davis spears a pass in towards the forward line, looking for Mel. Michael goes over his head. And we've got a throw in the right forward pocket for Collingwood. There's Davis, number 40. Luke McCabe getting the job on him initially. Rocker using the body. Salmon using the left hand. Davis and McCabe again towards the line. Throw it in once more. Pretty good crowd in attendance, especially considering these very warm conditions and a long weekend in Melbourne. I think the interest today will be how both coaches, and new to their clubs, use the interchange bench. It was a fascinating note. Rodney Eade made 48 changes in relatively warm conditions. As a snap towards goal. There's the first one of the day. And an absolute beauty for Collingwood, kick by Damien Adkins. First kick in league football, and he's joined an elite club. Adkins coming down from Leongatha, this 19-year-old who played 17 reserves matches last year, getting his senior opportunity, and well, one kick, one goal, KB.
What a great start for this young player. A number of young players today with Josh Fraser and also Leon Davis already had a touch, and we see the ball coming out from Anthony Rocker and just absolutely pounced on by young Adkins and popped it through. So you can see the exhilaration there, clapping the hands, raring to go. Richard Taylor now just mentioning to him that he still is in business. Just the start Collingwood wanted. Wooden spooners last year. Salmon thumps the ball forward. Buckley thought he had it and lost it. Lord just weaves his way out of trouble, then runs into trouble and is caught. So you hear the Magpie fans. The big roar goes around the MCG, and Nathan Buckley, the champ's got it at centre halfback. Ball kick. Thompson nearly cut it off. O'Brien was there as well, kicked off the ground by coming out strongly. There was Jukovic, and again sockers it off the ground. Shane Crawford sees the ball over the line. Jukovic, recruited from the Bombers, on screen. It looks like Adkins is picking up Shane Crawford. So not only has he kicked a goal with his first kick in AFL football, he's got the Brownlow medalist as an opponent. Crawford couldn't quite take the tap. Mel Michael to Batheris. Kicks inside 50. Josh Fraser too much carry on the ball. Hay was clean bowled. Good enough to recover. Screaming for the ball is Chick. He wants it long and wide at centre half back. He's got it. So Chick carries the ball through the centre square. That's a shocking handball. Put Barker under a lot of pressure. Crawford has got it. Has to get rid of it. They want holding the ball. So the Hawks under a lot of pressure. Taken away here by Taylor. Barker was involved in the play as well. Thumped away that time. Thompson has missed a couple of weeks with a shoulder injury. But the Pies across half-back share the ball around. Jukovic thumps the ball wide and finds Mel Michael. Now Tony Shaw really did like him as a forward. He played a lot of full-back for the Pies. Now he goes short. Very good play and finds Wosley.
He's on the outer wing, Wosley. Collingwood getting away to a good start.
Now there's a free kick here.
There's another one. And I tell you what, this time I think it's gone to Rocker. But it's down in a similar position to where Fraser received a free kick. It is Rocker.
It's against Shane Crawford.
At half forward. He's just inside 50. He's going to be kicking probably from just outside. I'm sure Malthouse will be looking for huge things for Anthony Rocker this year.
Collingwood wearing black armbands for Peter Hammond, the former board member who passed away, and Hawthorn also wearing black armbands today for their long-time general manager John Loritz.
Two sad losses. So Rocker, who was runner-up in the best and fairest last year, coming off a good season and looking for Collingwood's second.
Now, there's another free kick.
There's another one. Now it is right down into the square, KB.
And I think Leon Davis, is he going to get this? Because McCabe is his opponent. And Leon Davis, who Noel Judkins told me is one of the most exciting young players he's ever seen, one of the top recruiters in the AFL, said he likened him very much to Michael Long when he first saw him play. So the ball has been brought down. Davis won't take the kick, but it's another 50-metre penalty.
Right in the square. That's a gimme goal. And that is undisciplined work by Hawthorn in the opening minutes. Something that Peter Schwab, I'm sure, will be absolutely furious with. Collingwood has the first 2 goals of the game. Rocker has 1. Adkins has 1.
We couldn't get a better start for the Pies. 2 goals in the first 6 minutes of play.
A somewhat dramatic start, to say the least, as Salmon goes back into the middle. Rocker also, who's made his way back there. They lead by 12 points. Those 2 players I mentioned to contest the ruck work. Rocker tries to come over the top. Crawford looking to get into it. Adkins again tries to come away with it. It's not successful. It comes to McCabe. He goes down towards Holland. Picks it up now in the half volley, but he needs help. Back to McCabe once again. Forced onto the left foot. Puts it just inside 50. Hurried little snap. Doesn't have a lot of distance from Barry Young, the recruit. And eventually one behind is recorded. Their first score of the day. With Lockyer to bring it back into play. Rocker heads towards half-back. He wants to go shorter than that, however, and finds Scotty Burns, the former Norwood boy. Number of red legs, ex-red legs, in the Collingwood outfit. Rupert Betheris kick smothered. Graham might make him pay here. Gives it away quickly to O'Brien. It's correction, Smith down towards the forward line and chopped off once again. We've got another throw in, but this time it's in Hawthorn's right half forward flank region, and an opportunity for them to close the gap. Collingwood getting the first 2 goals. Hawthorn the one behind.
Prestigiacomo on screen, got the big job playing on Nathan Thompson. Kicked 6 goals in the last game against Sydney at Waverley Park. Taylor, 45 metres out, across the face of goal. And Prestigiacomo just happy to see it go over the line.
Who are you picking in this, KB, on recent form, and considering Collingwood are coming in with a number of recruits?
Well, I've actually been talking up the Pies a bit. I think that they might be an outside chance for the top 8 this year, the Pies. Just they've got some very fine young players. Buckley, with that great vision, goes wide. Finds Adkins. He's already kicked a goal. On the half-back flank to the centre wing, out in front, Mel Michael. Plenty of life on the half-forward line. Michael, not afraid to cover some territory. Buckley runs on hard, then drills the ball down looking for Josh Fraser, and the youngster's got it.
Called to play on, KB.
Just a glimpse of his talent. Stands and delivers a big bomb inside 50. Big pack of players. Out comes Hay. Hay and Crow, the 2 young guns for the Hawks. Throw in Nathan Thompson. Got some fine big men down at Glenferrie. Crawford, so a transfer of play from the Brownlow medalist, finds Barlow. Carries the ball. Just caught in 2 minds, decides now to kick the ball long to space. It's 2 against 1. It was a poor decision. Trapping the ball is Lockyer and can set it up short. Betheris has been handy in the opening moments. To Freeborn. Beautiful pass out in front and finds Tucky.
Got one man in the square, all alone in the square.
Screaming for the ball. This is all set up, backing back. Too much carry again on the ball. It was looking for Wosley. Crawford got back quickly, so the ball's still live. Adkins can trap it. It's going to stay in play. The young man does well from almost an impossible angle. Has kicked the goal. 2 goals to Adkins. And the Pies have started in magnificent fashion.
Has there been a better dream debut than from this man, Damien Adkins, 19 years of age.
And plenty of poise too, because this ball was going to stay in the field of play. He didn't rush it. Young man from Leongatha, played with the Gippsland under-18s, cool as you like, and from what is almost an impossible angle at the MCG has slotted it through.
What a start. 2 goals to Atkins, 1 to Rocker. Collingwood by 17 points as we go back to the centre bounce once again. Salmon does some blocking in the middle. They're having trouble getting it forward, though. The Hawks at the moment, they've got the opportunity now through Chick, who gives it back to Salmon, who chips it up towards the 50, looking for Holland. One hand to it. That was not enough, but the big man is clever. He goes again and does extremely well. A fine solo effort in towards goal. Which way will it bounce? Just away to the left. And another behind goes onto the board for the Hawks, and Nick Holland playing his 99th game today. 16 points is the margin. Kick out is taken by Freeborn. Gives it away quickly. Up towards centre wing. Covering. Oh, fierce tackle. And that's going to be a free kick to Mal Michael, who gave Daniel Chick a little one to go on with. But he didn't like the early attention, and Michael is going to take it just on the defensive side of centre wing. Barker's on the mark. Michael chipping short. That's okay. Finds Jukovic, who's settled in pretty well to his new club. Jukovic kicks towards the half-forward line. Some strong work there by Jonathan Hay. Big raps on the boy from East Fremantle. It's going to be interesting to see how he goes this year. As KB said, one of a number of youngsters coming into this lineup, and they're expected to improve after their 9th finish last year. Lord up against Burns, taken out. Graham, the hand pass over the top, back towards Lord again. Taylor is there to assist him, but he runs into trouble in the form of Jukovic. Comes back towards centre half-back. Hawthorn have the numbers. Joel Smith onto the left foot he goes. A chip into half-forward. Perhaps a little too short. No one able to take it cleanly. Trying to pick it up was Harford. Then he goes to slap it onto Taylor. Taylor's going the wrong way. Gives it back to Lord. They're going the long way home. He bends it back, but also not far enough. And another behind goes on the board, this time to Aaron Lord.
It was a poor option by Joel Smith because he had Shane Crawford in the goal square. He went very short to a contest for Nathan Thompson. So the ball was easily punched away. So a wasted opportunity by Joel Smith. 18 plays 3, so a good start by the Pies. 3 straight goals, 2 goals to Atkins playing his first game. So that is a dream debut. Holland was held. Shane O'Brien on the mark. Across from the Brisbane Lions. They were keen to pick him up. So it all opens up here for the Hawks. Barry Young comes away from the half-forward line and drills it and finds Graham. 55 metres out. Josh Fraser getting back in the goal square. Got plenty of carry on the ball and through for a minor score. So the Hawks just struggling to pop it through. Graham has been playing on the forward line during the Ansett Cup competition. It's always been lively when he's been played on the forward line, Mark Graham. So with young Hay and Crode in defence, it's been able to release him onto the forward line. Lockyer spots out wide and does it well. Wasley finds Licuria from the half-back flank. Had a great season last year for the Pies in his first after coming from Sydney. This kick has been intercepted by McCabe. It'll be an interesting duel. McCabe against Leon Davis. Looks for Joel Smith and finds him inside the centre square. So the Hawks just starting to settle down. The Magpies, quick starters, just burst out of the blocks. So wobbly old kick that came inside 50. Here's a chance for Jukovic, who's been very handy, winning a lot of the ball in this first quarter. Goes wide, he was looking for Leckers. Intercepts it. Vic representative last year. That kick was very, very short, taken by Crode, who loves to run with the ball. Runs through the centre square and then pumps the ball long, looking for the high flyer down there, but doing it well was Burns. Always reliable in defence, goes wide. This time he finds Licuria on the half-back flank.
Around the body he goes again, but that's a poor kick that drops short. Harford takes the mark. Peter Schwab was rather concerned today. He wanted to come into this lineup with his most experienced team. He's just about got that as Harford looks to go all the way. He does go all the way, but he's sadly astray. and no addition to the score. Collingwood, on the other hand, blooding a number of recruits. Barry Young, the only one new player to come into this Hawthorn lineup. They've had their chances in the last few minutes and have been unable to take advantage of them. Wasley's kick to the outer side is touched, and in fact is going to be kept in play. Well done by Harford, hoping to make amends. Goes across to Daniel Chick. Can he keep it in play? Well, it doesn't matter because there's been a whistle and Harford was continuing to be held. He's got the free kick. Short to Salmon. The big fish in season number 18. What a mighty performance that is. Holland was his target. He was unable to take the mark. He needs help now. Trying to storm through was Thompson. He's unsuccessful. And we've got to throw in down in towards the left forward pocket. Barry Young settling into his new club. We wish him well. He was a good player when he was at Essendon as well. A snap. Now that's a better snap. There has been a whistle, however, and it is going to come back. And I fear that Barry Young has given away a free kick. Wasley to the outer side. Good performance by Lucuria, off to Buckley. Already installed as the Brownlow medal favourite. It's extraordinary, isn't it? Rocker unable to pick it up initially. We're waiting to see this explosive pace of Leon Davis. McCabe takes the hand pass. He gives it across to Woods. Woods looks up towards centre half forward now as the Hawks head towards Holland territory. 1-2, and he's got it this time. 55 metres out. Thinks about the short one, then draws the player and goes long over the top. Crawford's at the back, and he can watch it sail through for the Hawks' first goal of the game. Holland gets his first goal and Hawthorn's for the day, and the margin now is back to 8 points. And it would appear, KB, that the Hawks starting to settle. Yes, and it was clever play that time by Nick Holland. This is a good mark. Ben Kinnear got a big job playing on Holland. But Nathan Thompson led from the goal square, which completely left it open, and he elected to kick long because if he was straight, it was going to bounce through. So it was a good decision, good option. Such an important player, that man on screen, Nick Holland. Salmon at the centre bounce against young Josh Fraser. Young was upended. O'Brien pumps the ball deep inside 50, backing back is Hay. Is very strong overhead. Kicks the ball wide. They've got the numbers. Barker just needs a kind bounce and gets it. Comes away very casual from half back, then goes on to his non-preferred foot. That was shocking play. Batheris can set it up. Buckley, Hay intercepts. He's caught. That was very poor play by Barker. He looked very casual the way he attacked the ball and then came back onto his left boot, and Rupert Batheris just cut it off, and you can see there was a throw. Just momentarily left his hands. And Brent Tuckey, 6 goals in an Ansett Cup game. This young man from Stawell. Just a handful of games last year for the Pies. Severio Rocker has started on the interchange bench, lined up with Anthony Rocker in the ruck, and young Tuckey playing at full forward. From right on 50, it's across the face of goal. So it's one for the high flyers. Salmon claims it. Also claimed by Williams. McCabe comes away, rockets the ball wide to Leckers. Experience wins out. Tony Woods from the half-back line. Kicks inside the centre square. Batheris stands his ground. Holland, a high flyer at ground level. Burns goes wide and finds Adkins. 2 goals in this first quarter, playing his first game. A goal with his first kick in AFL football. Here's Josh Fraser. Drops it in short, and you can see the skills there of Fraser. At 6'6". He's so mobile, and finds Anthony Rocker. Now this is a tough angle, but he is a big kick. He just wants to mark the spot. Collingwood last year won the Wooden Spoon.
Hawks, 10.5 wins for the season, finishing in 9th spot. Met twice for a win apiece last year. Last time these two sides met, Collingwood winners by 34 points. Rocker from right on 50. Distance is there across the face of goals. The high flyer was Hay, taken away by Barker. This time again he goes very short to half it. From half back to centre wing. He's looking for Chick, running with the flight of the ball. He's got 2 to beat. They'll close quickly. Licuria pulls him off the ball. There's no free kick. Caught his tail, a dump by Wosley. Again, Chick is tackled. Woods feigned the handball, then rockets the ball wide. Edge of the centre square to half it. Backs himself in. He's under pressure. Great tackling by O'Brien. Tumbles the ball forward inside 50. The Pies had the numbers. Going to ground was Jukovic. Coming away is Presti Giacomo.
Tumbles a punt back towards the centre, and the mark is taken by Buckley. Wants to go on with it very quickly and does as he gets the effective hand pass clear. This looks promising out towards Rocker. But there was a free kick for some illegal holding, and it's going to go the way of Hawthorn. So again, they're going to get out of trouble just for the moment. Hay, it's high. Williams is underneath it for Collingwood. Couldn't take it. Now tries to do the shepherding work for Burns. Burns pushes along in front of him. Freeborn is there. Glenn Freeborn wobbles a punt, and as if he aimed it for the line, well, he hit the line, and we've got a throw in on Collingwood's left half forward flank. Infringement there that saw Hay get the free kick, as it's now on left half forward. Salmon tried to pluck it out of the air, couldn't do so. Williams, nippy in front, he always is, goes on to the left boot, going in towards the left forward pocket. Davis was in front, just tried to flick it clear. Rocker, will he get another chance? He's still going, but he's got to beat a couple. Anthony Rocker loses it this time, but still he persists, and that was good work because he was playing a lone hand. Now an opportunity still with Collingwood through Tucky. Wide. Buckley. 45 metres out, and pretty well directly in front. ...142 games, 144 goals. Already 4 best and fairest his club. Chance to join Len Thompson with 5. Lovely footballer, lovely kick. Fine goal. So Buckley gets his first, and Collingwood playing percentage football in front of goal. 4 without a miss, 2 to Adkins, 1 to Anthony Rocker, 1 to Nathan Buckley, and for Hawthorn, Nick Holland, that solitary goal.
It's a very good play here by Licuria, who put the tackle on Tony Woods, and Tucky, good presence of mind, didn't rush his kick. Spotted Buckley out wide and hit him on the chest.
Back in the middle as we approach time on of this first quarter. Fraser doing the ruck work for Collingwood up against Salmon. The wise old head up against the young gun. The latter wins it. Crawford tried to slap it out of the air, so too did Chick. Finishes with Adkins. He's had a memorable first quarter. He's been very, very good. Trent Crode juggles it, then kicks it back towards half forward once again. The Hawks had loved 1 or 2 dearly before quarter time because it's been a very good term as far as Collingwood's concerned. Jukovic sends them forward again inside 50. They've got to beat a couple. Crunch, and the call came over the back from Mal Michael. His hand pass goes astray. It finishes with Hay. He's got Joel Smith there as well. Joel pops another one towards Daniel Chick, and Hawthorn are out of trouble. Chick has 1 bounce, and then virtually chips it over the top because Salmon's lurking on right half forward. He's got Shane Crawford running past. He ignores him. He looks more in towards half forward, and that's going to be effective because Graham has taken the mark. He too sees a loose player at half forward. That is very dangerous. It's going to come unstuck. Collingwood out of trouble through Adkins, goes short to Williams. Williams is on half back now, gets clear, kicks them over the centre. Hawthorn have the numbers. Barker leaving it for his teammate in Crode. Crode gets the hand pass away to Hay, and he should be able to clear for the Hawks.
Having a very good opening quarter is Hay to Barlow. Kicks the ball wide to centre wing. He's looking for the big fish. Thumped away that time by Rocker. But Theris has been handy in this first quarter as well. Edge of the centre square, kicks inside 50. Michael looks dangerous. Oh! What a grab! He had the set. over the top of Hay. And McCabe was there as well. But right over the top. Maybe just momentarily, hands on the shoulders. They've got to be very careful with that. Because if you put the hands on the shoulders, it's a free kick.
They just saw it on the big screen, KB.
Therefore,
it was a big
should have been pinged. Jeff White, a couple of years ago, was doing a similar thing. Michael, from directly in front, just 20 metres out, kicks a goal. 5 straight for the Pies. Well, I can remember speaking to Tony Shaw a while back when he was coaching the Pies, and he used to talk about Mel Michael playing as a forward. He thought he really had the ability to be a very good player on the forward line, but at that stage they were struggling up back, and therefore he was played mainly as a full-back, playing on some very good players. Had the job playing on Tony Lockett when he kicked his record number of goals. But now, with Prestigio Como back and Ben Kinnear, he's now been shifted to the forward line.
And KB, Collingwood and Hawthorn both making changes. Collicker comes onto the ground for the Hawks, and for Collingwood, Ben Johnson comes on at the expense of young Leon Davis. So, Mick Malthouse just giving him a little bit of a taste, then giving him a spell. Taylor comes in very, very aggressively there. Rocker had it and then lost it. Chick rammed into him. Still smack bang in the middle of the MCG. Chick will go again, but there's been a whistle, and there's the free. Rocker showing plenty of aggression. There's going to be a free kick, and it's going to go the way of Hawthorn in the middle of the MCG.
Barry Young has got the free kick. Thompson says, give it to me.
Young goes straight down the middle. Holland's his target. Unable to take it cleanly. Lockyer. Freeborn. Pops it over the top. Tucky, who's a long way out, goes back to Freeborn, trying to set something up in the middle of the ground. Rupert Matheris, he decides to go long. Sam is on. Sam Rocker, first kick for the day. One behind. And the first blemish on the Collingwood scoreboard. KB 5-1, plays 1-4 with just a couple of minutes remaining in this quarter.
Coming back from that operation he had late last year, Severio Rocker, so he's had an interrupted pre-season as well. Barry Young, defensive 50. Just over 2 minutes left in this first quarter. They've been pretty sloppy, the Hawks, with some of their handball and kicking. There's another poor kick, sets it up for Wasley. Harford has pounced on it, goes wide looking for Chick. Closing is Wasley. Graham, a centering kick in front. Thompson. Jukovic has been very good in this first quarter. Kinnear pulled off the ball. Great tackle by Crawford. Keeps the ball alive. Holland pulled off the ball. He'll take the free kick. He's already kicked one. Sole goal kicker for the Hawks. Great tackle here by Crawford on Kinnear. And then that quick centering kick. And we'll see Holland here pulled down over the shoulder. He's been a goal kicker. 99 games. He's kicked 136 goals. It's important that Holland and also Nathan Thompson, who's been well held so far by Prestigio Como, take some big marks up forward. That's the strength of the Hawthorn side with Holland directly in front. Nails his second goal.
Well, it's interesting. Both sides have had 6 effective scoring shots at goal, and yet Collingwood leads by 15 points. Just under 2 minutes remaining for the quarter. It was a great effort there, an inspirational effort by Shane Crawford there to apply the tackle, allow the ball to spill free, and then get it to Holland, who was, as you can see there, interfered with, and enabled him to take his kick and kick his second. 15 points then the margin. As we go back to the centre with Messrs Salmon and Rocker. Good bounce for Salmon, but he put it straight down the throat of Williams, who then had it stolen by Taylor. Smith tried to get it out. It slapped further forward, down towards Young. Hopefully intercepting for Collingwood will be Lockyer, but he is claimed and beautifully tackled. Kinnear is there once again. He decides to head for the boundary line, and it does it in fairly subtle fashion to force a throw in on the other side. Crowd has built up steadily on this very warm afternoon. Rocker, and sock it off the ground. That was very cleverly done, down towards the forward line, and Thompson comes out and takes the mark. Nathan Thompson will have a shot now from 40 metres, but he's been brought round onto a pretty tight angle. Very, very exciting young player, this 22-year-old from Kyneton.
Well, he looks like he's going to be a star of the future. Usually a very good kick, Sandy.
Tight angle, 40 metres out.
I'll be disappointed with that.
2-5. Plays 5 goals, 1. 14 points the margin. Bit of a breeze blowing from left to right. If anything, it tends to swirl in this ground as Lockyer prepares to bring it back into play. Wants to go straight down the middle, and dangerous. Crawford could get back on this, although he was crunched at the last minute. Buckley is at the back. Chick almost got him, but not before he gets the hand pass away. Good play for Collingwood on that occasion by O'Brien as he goes down towards the half-forward line. Time ticking away for the Magpies there as it's pushed to the line by McCabe. There will be no addition to the score. It is quarter time. And an interesting first quarter here at the MCG with Mick Malthouse in his 17th season, in game number 379, but his first for Collingwood, seeing his side pretty smartly out of the blocks, especially a young man by the name of Damien Adkins. Kicked a goal with his first kick in senior footy. Rocker has a problem with that left arm. We'll wait with anticipation to see what happens there. Peter Schwab also having his first game as senior coach as the boys don the cooling apparatus. We'll let them do that as we take a break. It's quarter time. Collingwood a 5-1-31, leading Hawthorn 2-5-17. Quarter now here at the MCG. Collingwood getting away to a good start, accurate in front of goals. 5-1-31, 14-point leaders over Hawthorn 2-5-17. I would imagine Peter Schwab wouldn't have been too pleased with that first quarter performance as Collingwood through Adkins gets the first kick down towards the forward line, and Severio, can he get it off the ground? Trent Crode is there for the Hawks and he defends. They'll be relying on him for big things in defence this year. He finds Joel Smith. Smith on the outer side. A floating kick up towards centre wing. Graham was there in front of Andrew Jukovic. Can't hold it, and a throw in to take place. Jukovic busy in the first quarter. Salmon comes across, already hands on hips, but it's a very hot day here. Chick trying some basketball, and Williams stole it. Probably wasn't the best option to take. An excellent tackle on Chris Obst, who's on the ground now for Hawthorn as well. Up towards centre half forward, big pack of players. At the back was Barry Young, couldn't take the mark. Pushing it down inside 50 towards Thompson. He couldn't take it. Preston Giacomo is there with him, and he does well. Cool and calm under a crisis. Gets the hand pass away. It finishes with Jukovic. He's on half back. Looks back towards the centre of the ground. Back towards Paul Williams, who's very quick. Bounces in front of Williams as he gives chase now. He's going to run out of room as the boundary line. Too close. And we've got another throw in. There's Williams. Been a good player since coming across from Tasmania back in 1991. Salmon again with Anthony Rocker towards the line, and Shane O'Brien unable to keep it in. Anthony Rock, you can see there also coming into this lineup today. 29 years of age. The heat no doubt will test him today. as it will this man, Paul Salmon. Had to beat a couple. Is Adkins again. He's been very busy. He thought about playing on, but it's going to come back to his teammate in Williams, who's between centre wing and left half forward. Williams spearing a pass in towards the 50. That's good, and the mark is taken by Johnson. Another newcomer for the Maggies. Johnson is 60 metres out. He doesn't fancy his chances. He wants an option or two. He ignores a couple and takes plenty of time. Then goes into an awkward-looking left foot, kicks in towards the pocket, and Paul Williams had snuck down there, was able to shrug his opponent and take the mark. He's approaching 200 career goals. Coming into this game with 196, but elects to go short to Nathan Buckley. Improving the angle, the distance perhaps a little further out. Buckley booted one in the first quarter. Another wonderful year last year. She was club champion and has drifted that across the face, just sneaking it in for one behind. So first score of the second quarter going the way of Collingwood, 2-5, plays 5-2.
Jukovic's been a pretty handy player for the Pies in defence, along with Lockyer. They've stood up pretty well. Hay knocks the ball back to the point of the centre square. It was a poor kick, and chipping in is Anthony Rocker. Now he can sail this right back over his head. He's got maybe a slight breeze at his back. The lead was on from Michael. That's been ignored. He's going to go back. Unloads a big bomb. Leaves nothing behind and drills it. Can he kick a football, Anthony Rocker? That's his distance. 60 metres out. He's kicked two. Tremendous talent. And Rocker, you can see there, a good 60, 65 metres out, and puts it over the fence.
Yeah, a big kick by Anthony. So a mighty start for the Magpies in this second quarter. The danger signs up as far as Hawthorn are concerned. That is a poor bounce. In fact, Adkins finished up trying to push it down to his teammate in Williams. Chick almost spooned that ball out illegally towards Salmon, who slipped at the crucial moment, and we find ourselves with another bounce. 38 plays 17. Dangerous times for Hawthorn. 21 points the margin. What a day for both coaches. Nothing new for Mick Malthouse, but a new club as O'Brien sends Collingwood forward once again. Once more the pressure's on Smith to defend. Slight fumble, and he's quite happy to push it towards the line.
Haven't quite handled the ball yet in the game so far, the Hawks. Had a touch of the fumbles today. All over the ground, just haven't been really sure at handling the ball.
Another opportunity for Collingwood in their left forward pocket. Salmon just trying to poke it down in front. Now he needs some crummers. Rocker does the shepherding work. This will be an interesting snap. Oh, it hit the woodwork, but it was a very interesting snap from Brent Tuckey. One behind.
Thought it was a dangerous tap by Paul Salmon, just directly to the front. If he had have taken it to the left of his body and headed towards the boundary line, but the fact he just dropped it down in front, it was very dangerous play. Barry Young comes away from half back, finds Collicker, who started on the interchange bench. This player's been set up to Tony Woods, edge of the centre square, kicks the centre half forward. Thompson's in his sights. Big flyer got his hands on the ball, couldn't take it. Rock was upended and has got the free kick. It's coming to the side for young Stephen Road, who was selected in the side. Anthony Rock, an emergency. Veteran premiership player with the Kangaroos. Goes wide to the pocket and finds Graham. Now it's a tight angle for a left footer. Lead from Thompson's been not taken up. It's been ignored. This is a great kick. Magnificent kick by Mark Graham. He's kicked a goal. Well, that's a team lifting goal. A very, very tough angle. And he's popped it through.
And from someone who's played a lot of his football in defence, he was pushed to a reasonably tight angle and went back with an almost casual attitude and produced a wonderful result.
That's where the free kick came.
Rock
in the back and over the shoulder, driven into the ground.
A bit of everything there. So then it finished with Graham, and onto the left foot he goes. You could see how relatively tight the angle was. He didn't have a lot of space between those goalposts, and he has kicked a beauty. 3-5 plays 6-3, so they continue to hang on, but at the moment not making up a lot of ground. Let's see what they can do this time, as again O'Brien whips them down towards the forward line, and Freeborn takes the mark. Puts them inside 50, gets the call from Rocker, gets steamrolled out of it, and Hay will head back into the back pocket and tidy up. He's got numbers on half-back. Chick was in front, but he couldn't take the mark, and Sav might make them pay. He gives it to Nathan Buckner, who for the second time today, very uncharacteristically poor disposal. Rock gives it to Salmon. Salmon looks up towards Graham, who's taken a good mark in the centre of the ground. He swings around onto that left foot, and he goes long. Some urgency now in Hawthorn's game. Up towards the half-forward line, and a fantastic grab taken right on the 50. Here's a big opportunity for Holland, who was a focal point in the first quarter. He kicked 2 goals, and this may test him. He's 55 out. Helicopter punt is rather interesting. It's pushed towards the pocket. Crawford will be tested, and in fact went over the line. So there'll be a throw-in in the right forward pocket. Shane, who had such a magnificent year last year, Brownlow medal, club champion, All-Australian, you couldn't have asked for more. Now he's got to put that behind him and look to a new season leading the Hawks. No one able to pick it up. Graham sees it head towards the line, and it's eventually Harford who's going to try a check side. And he does, but not to what he had in mind. Going right across the face of goal, out of bounds. So some respite for the Maggies. 16 points the margin. Collingwood hasn't been headed yet. Davis back on, KB, is he?
Yes, Leon Davis has come back onto the ground, and Tucky has gone off.
That was a poor kick, and it was begging for Paul Salmon to take it, and he did exactly that. Kicks into half forward. Graham probably should have taken that. Crawford off the ground! Suckers it through for a goal!
Well, this is a great goal by Shane Crawford. Hasn't had a tremendous impact on the game so far. He did centre the ball towards the end of the first quarter. Good goal by Nick Holland, but clever play here by Shane Crawford. Just got his body in front of his opponent. I think it may have been Rupert Batheris, and just got the boot to the ball. It was quick thinking. Salmon here came across, took that mark. Put too much carry on the ball here. Graham just got forced slightly under the ball. And in fact, it was Burns there who was trying to use his body. But Shane Crawford, a team lifting goal. So 29 plays 39. The Hawks now drag it back to a 10-point ball game. Salmon in the ruck against Rocker. Taken away by O'Brien. Pumps it inside 50. Davis just on the ground, beaten by McCabe. Really plays a bad game for the Hawks. Goes wide. He's looking for Obst. Half-back flank. Kick really didn't favour Rock. O'Brien was able to chip in, so was Batheris. Rockets the ball to Williams, loves the run with the ball, unloads. Long to the square, Michael's got the sit, should take the mark, should kick a goal. And does. He's got 2.
Well, a quick answer by the Maggies. Hawthorn, for the first time in the game, kicked 2 on the trot. But now Collingwood replies a penetrating kick from Paul Williams, who could see that Michael had the set, and you'll see it here. Ball comes out to Williams, who loves this situation. A bit of room in front. He had Michael in the square, who had the set, couldn't take the mark, but was very quick to recover against Luke McCabe and kick his second goal. Kicked 1 in the first term. Collingwood again answer. Back to the centre. 29 plays 45. A bounce that favours Salmon. But look at this. Buckley rips it out of the middle. He goes for home, but he kicked it a little too close to the man coming at him, and in so doing was forced to the right. But an exciting moment for Collingwood fans there to see their famous number 5 charging in towards goal. 7-4 plays 4-5. Hay to the outer side. Plenty of players waiting down in front. One of them was Williams, another was Freeborn, and another was Buckley. Now Buckley tapped it out then, but it was taken away by Lekas, who kicks it wide towards centre wing, close to the boundary line. A cry a ball on that outer side, and eventually it's kept in by Crode, who kicks it straight up and down. His teammate is there to take the mark, and another one from Obst, and this time does go over the line. So the Maggies, another chance to bring it back. Lockyer to half forward. Rocker in almost ballet style. Johnson wobbles it towards goal, and just away to the left for Ben Johnson. One behind. .29 plays 47. Break from the middle. Lekas to the outer side. Big pack of players. Look at the tackle of Freeborn. That was very good. Finishes with Salmon. He's in two minds. Eventually forced to take his kick down the ground. Back towards centre wing. Plenty of Brown and goal there. The rock hand pass is going to be okay. Here goes Hawthorn in towards half forward, snatched away from Thompson, but Thompson's quick to recover. Orchard gives chase, and the little man does well. Gets the hand pass across to O'Brien. Shepherding sees him clear. O'Brien looks towards Rocker, who marks on centre wing. Collingwood looking pretty good when they go forward. Severio Rocker towards his brother, who slips at the crucial moment. So too, however, did his opponent, and Hay eventually runs out of room and backs over the line. We have got a throw-in the left forward pocket for Collingwood, in attack and leading 7-5 to 4-5.
Pies by 18 points. Boundary throw-in some 35 metres around from Collingwood's goal. Some pushing and shoving. Salmon was forced under the ball, then does well to McCabe. His kick was half smothered. There's a chance. Freeborn weaves his way out of trouble. Sets it up. O'Brien, 25 metres out. Quick snap. He's kicked a goal.
Gee, he's done very well, KB. He's picked up a ton of possessions. And here he is at his new club, and they are absolutely wrapped. O'Brien gets his first, and Collingwood, after Hawthorn kicked a couple of goals and we thought were coming back hard, have answered in the best possible fashion with goals from O'Brien, Anthony Rocker and Mal Michael.
Well, he was picked up as an uncontracted player by Collingwood from Brisbane. Took him in the pre-season draft. Looked pretty handy with Brisbane as well. I don't think they wanted to lose him. He was just able there to keep his feet and kick a goal, and we see Peter Swab looking on.
Somewhat concerned, one would imagine now. They need the next couple if they're to steady this ship down towards Aaron Lord. Now he dropped that ball. That's very uncharacteristic as well. Some fumbling by the Hawks today that would be a worry. Admittedly, it's only round one and it is a very warm day, but Collingwood seem to be handling it more assuredly. Throw in on centre wing midway during the second term. Salmon and Rocker, the former wins it, but pokes it down to Williams. He sneaks away from Angelo Lekas and he spears a pass into the forward line, and that's beautifully done to Brent Tuckey. Tuckey goes over the top. He wants to play onto his captain, and Buckley marks. He too plays on, straightens the angle and gives it to Williams. Well, they've combined a couple of times. As I speak, by the way, Severio Rocker leaves the ground and Josh Fraser comes back on. The big men coming on and off the bench, rotating there. And now Williams having the chance to kick his first goal for the day. He's already had one opportunity and missed. This would take us out to a 30-point margin, the biggest in the game. Should not miss. 30 metres out and almost directly in front. He's a goal kicker, and there's no worries with that one. That's his 197th career goal, his first for the day, and Collingwood get their fourth for the quarter. 9-5 plays 4-5, the margin out to 30 points. In fact, Williams picked up 3 possessions in this passage of football. It was he who got the ball down to Tucky, went to Buckley, and then Buckley improved the angle by going to Williams, who'd followed it down, and he finished it off with a goal.
Well, Nathan Buckley always runs hard to space. And then quickly get that ball back to Williams. They lead by 30 points after leading by 14 points at quarter time. So the Hawks just need to respond. Just haven't really quite handled the ball cleanly. Freeborn for the Pies, goes short, finds Johnson. Tries to drill it, too much carry on the ball that time for Leon Davis. Taken by Crode, who goes wide to Joel Smith. So they set up the loose player. Jade Rawlings has just come onto the ground. Just rockets the ball to Ops, put him under a lot of pressure. Bree was the tackler. Numbers went out. Rawlings runs on hard to the point of the centre square. Crawford has to go. Taken away by Lockyer. He's been pretty handy in defence. He's done well. Josh Frazier's just onto the ground. He's so mobile. He's quick. Generally can use the ball well. Mel Michael has got 2 goals. This time the boundary line's too close for a toss back in. 9-5-59 Collingwood, 4-5-29 the Hawks. For the Pies, 2 goals to Mel Michael, 2 to Damien Atkins and 2 to Anthony Rocker, including a big bomb in the second term. And for the Hawks, they're only multiple goal kicker, Nick Holland with 2. Fraser takes the front position. And the free kick. He's on centre wing. Number 1 selection in the draft. Gets the ball back towards centre half forward, and there's a good grab over the top. I thought Tucky may have had it. It's been played to the Hawks. McCabe. Again, shocking kick. Plenty of time to recover for Jonathan Hay. Goes wide, out in front. Been taken by Ops. Still in the defensive 50. Hawks making hard work of it. Long kick, penetrating kick down towards Graham. Jukovic. That's been a pretty good duel. Kicks back to centre half forward. Davis is caught under the ball. Crowed the big thump away. They need a crummer. Again, McKay pounced on it. Well tackled by Williams. Paddling the ball along is Johnson. Does well. Chips the ball. He was looking for... That was Lucuria, couldn't quite take it. Colliger was all tied up by Freeborn. The Pies keep on coming. And the quick snap is forced through 4 behind. Shane O'Brien.
Just looking at some of their recruits, KB. Davis has been used on and off the bench, still trying to settle down and pick up the tempo of the game. As the kick back into play. Goes towards Lekas. He's under a ton of pressure, finishing up having to beat a couple of them. Angelo can't believe it. It's a free to Collingwood. Lockyer from a long way out. Goes towards full forward. Freeborn was one of the flyers. Mel Michael heads towards the boundary line in the left forward pocket, and it beats him over for a throw in. Kicked a couple of goals, Mel Michael. One in the first, one in the second. Coming from Morningside originally in Queensland. Here's the throw in again. Crow. Well, an absolute fit of the fumbles once more. Unable to get clear. And so uncharacteristic, and I think frustrating for the players too.
Well, it's very hot now. Whether it's just taking away some concentration hasn't really worried the Pies.
Well, that's exactly it. It hasn't. However, there's still a long way to go yet. Harford streams out of defence. Goes towards the half-back line. O'Brien says at the line, but there'd been a whistle. It will be a Hawthorn free kick. To be taken by Obst. He kicks towards centre wing. Holland may have accentuated a nudge, but it doesn't matter. He's going to get the free kick anyway. He's a long, long way from home. But he'll look down towards half forward. In fact, gives it away. And now they'll look towards half forward and towards the 50. Big pack of players. No mark taken. Lord doing the scouting. Gets a hurried kick. He wobbles it in towards left half forward. Aaron Lord. But it is away to the left. And we have a throw in the left forward pocket. Hawthorn in this term have added 2 goals. They came early on from Shane Crawford and Mark Graham. There's Gavin Brown coming onto the ground. What a great player and a great skipper he's been for a long, long time. Here's an opportunity now for Crawford again, but under pressure. It's a high left foot kick. It's a rainmaker, and heaven knows we need it. Buckley gets caught. The ball is ripped off him. A snap goes across the face of goal. Tony Woods, in the meantime, was calling for it, but it didn't come his way from Richard Taylor. Instead, it went out of bounds on the full, and it'll be brought back into play by Andrew Jukovic. Clever kick, good kick by Jukovic. You can see that a number of players were clearly held, and then he went straight down the middle. McCabe this time defends for Hawthorn. Straight back, straight up and down. Thompson, big fly, big mark by Thompson. Chips in towards the forward line. Here's a chance for Graham, and he takes the mark 35 metres out directly in front. Better football from Hawthorn.
Well, just seeing Thompson take that mark will lift the spirits. He hasn't played for a few weeks after injuring his shoulder in the Ansett Cup. If he can just get his confidence back in the second half, it'll be a big help to the Hawks. Mark
Graham directly in front, hoping to celebrate his birthday today, but it's not to be. He's 27 years of age today, and he's added just the one behind the KB.
Brings him back to 30 points, so 5 goals they trail by the Hawks. McCabe's been good across half back for Hawthorn. He's had 13 possessions. For the Pies, Jukovic also with 12 possessions playing on Graham. It's been a pretty good duel. And O'Brien with 11 possessions on the ball. Curia pumps the ball back. Freeborn drops a sitter. Burns couldn't handle it as well. Crawford feeds the ball out back to McCabe, winning a lot of the ball back to centre half forward. Holland's the target. Now that could be 50 as well, and that will be silly play. Now, I'm surprised that's not 50. I reckon Roar will go around the ground when they show this on the big screen. Because once you take the mark, you are not allowed to be manhandled. It's a very simple rule. Now, there's the mark. And there is Holland being thrown to the ground around the neck. Holland directly in front. 45 metres out, stabs at it and kicks his 3rd goal.
Well, he is their lifesaver up forward at the moment, isn't he?
He's a terrific player, former winner of the Norwich Rising Star. He is so strong overhead. If they can get the ball quickly into the forward line, like they did then, Sandy, then there's very few players in the competition who can outmark Nick Holland. You can see here now, just this bit here, this action here, see that? That's 50 metres. Missed by the umpire.
However, he made no mistake with the kick and boots his 3rd, and a much needed one for the Hawks, who are now back to a 24-point deficit. Out of the middle. Williams couldn't get clear. Some good hassling work. Freeborn was there. Williams went again. Eventually it does come out the side door, and a chance for Hawthorn to go forward through Betheris. Up inside 50. Once again, pressure on Harford. He had it for a moment, and then he lost it. Crowed, what can he do? Kicks blindly off the side of the boot. It slews away towards the boundary line. They're not out of trouble yet. Woods has got to beat a couple. He can't do so. O'Brien shrugs a couple. Kicks a short little kick in towards the forward line. Obbs can't get clear. Held it for a long time. Still they go in towards the pocket. Licuria. And he is not successful, Paul Licuria. Finishes up with one behind. So Collingwood threatened to answer every time Hawthorn challenges. 9-7, plays 5-6. Jonathan Hay. Bring it back in. They break from the huddle in the middle, and Hay heads to the other side. I don't know who he was looking for, but there was a lot of black and white there. And eventually it's seen over the line. Adkins has a couple of goals. He kicked them in the first quarter. He had a busy first term. Orchard, as you can see, on the ground, wearing 2. And there he is. Gets the hand pass clear towards Williams. He's under the pump. Woods, proppy little hand pass, goes straight up and down. This could prove costly here. Williams, well, he does that a lot, doesn't he? Had it for a long time, then virtually dropped it or pushed it out in front of him. And was still being tackled, Paul Williams. He's very, very experienced. I think Shane Crawford knows what he's about. And they're just having an in-depth discussion on it right now. Michael comes over the top. Williams was held by the jumper, but he plays on. There is no doubt he was held then. Kick finishing over the line and on the floor. Hawthorn would dearly love a couple more goals.
What we have seen about Hawthorn in the past couple of years, Sandy, is that even when they get behind, they do keep on fighting.
Sure.
A couple of memorable victories. That one last year against St Kilda when they trailed by 10 goals and they came back. So whilst they trail at the moment 61-36 by 25 points.
Maybe more in a minute, KB. I'm sorry. Buckley
keep on coming.
Couldn't take it. They defend, but they're not out of it yet. Batheris, he shoots, but he's away to the right. It is good, Rupert.
It's a bad miss.
Yeah, great opportunity to stretch that lead with just a couple of minutes remaining before siren time.
Harford brings the ball back into play. Leckus. So a transfer of play goes wide, finds Rawlings. Could be a big improvement for the Hawks. Now there's been a free kick from that kick out, so there was interference for shepherding, so therefore the ball will come to the back of the square. Crowed. Now they're talking about that was obviously, now the runner was inside 50 and therefore the Hawthorn runner was inside 50 when the ball was kicked in, and that's a free kick to the opposing side, so Nathan Buckley will take it. And Collingwood players, particularly Anthony Rocker, who was standing on the boundary line, was quick to point it out. Buckley from 60 metres out. Big bomb, it's going, it's going, it's gone.
Gee, that is a big, big goal.
A big turnaround.
Oh.
And Nathan Buckley has kicked his second goal. The rule in AFL football is not allowed to have any officials or runners on the ground, water boys or runners, and the ball is being kicked into play. And Nathan Buckley has taken advantage of that.
Under 2 minutes remaining. A telling goal for Collingwood. 68 plays, 36. They lead by 32. Taylor rides the bump. He holds it for a long time before getting a short little kick down towards half 40. We wanted Holland. Instead, he's got O'Brien. O'Brien, a penetrating hand pass, goes out wide, and it's going to be effective. This is Jukovic. Done pretty well. Up towards half forward this time. They have the numbers. And Colica takes the mark. Came down originally from Licuria. Here's Lord towards centre wing. Bit of a messy kick. Scotty Burns handles it pretty quickly. Licuria inside 50, and this time Tucky takes the mark. Well, they got a couple of late goals in the first term. They're threatening to do exactly the same thing again. One from Buckley, and now Tucky, the 20-year-old from Stawell, still looking for his first goal. Kicking from just on 50 metres. And going for a bit of extra distance, tugging it to the left for another behind. But in these conditions, playing catch-up football is going to be anything but easy. And hiding under there is Mal Michael. And that's going to be a big ask for Hawthorn in the second half. Williams rips clear between centre and half forward. This is dangerous. Oh, just a little too high for Ben Johnson. Barry Young's hand pass, interesting. They may get out of trouble yet as Young goes again with another hand pass towards the line. Wanted Richard Taylor and finds the boundary line. And there, KB, you can see that trainer who infringed.
Runner.
The runner on the right of your screen. So that was why the decision was made, and of course Buckley went on to kick the goal. Won't be any more scored in this half because there is the half-time siren. But another good quarter for Collingwood. They led by 14 points at quarter time. They have been now able to stretch that to 33 points. And Mick Malthouse, I think, would be certainly pleased with the scoreboard, but pretty pleased with his charges in this first round match in very trying conditions. Shane Crawford and his men, on the other hand, have the job ahead of them if they are to come back in the second half. Down by 33 points, and Peter Schwab finding out what it's like coaching at the highest level. Who said life wasn't meant to be easy? I think it was a farmer from the Western District by the name of Fraser.
We saw Nick Holland on screen. He has booted 3 goals for the Hawks. He's been their big winner up forward. But Collingwood have had too many big guns on the forward line. And at half-time, they lead 10-9-69 to the Hawks 5-6-36.
Unfortunately, the staff couldn't cope with the demand. So if there's a little problem, should they not bring the club on Monday?
So set to continue with the second half here at the MCG. Collingwood led by 14 points at quarter time. They stretched that lead to 33 points at the long break, and it is Rocker trying to get it out of the middle. Hawthorn will be hoping to get the first couple of goals here to try and steady the flow and stay in the game as Burns gets the first effective kick. He was looking down towards Mal Michael. And, well, Michael spoiled what I thought it was going to be paid. It's not, and this could prove very costly as the kick comes in towards goal. And Johnson looks as though he has kicked the first for the second half. Ben Johnson, the 18-year-old from St Mary's, making his debut, has kicked a very handy goal for Collingwood. And that is going to make it tough for the Hawks.
Yes, he's a fine young player. In fact, we've seen a bit of Josh Fraser today. That man on screen, Mal Michael, has been very dangerous on the forward line with his mobility and marking. He's already kicked a couple of goals, and Johnson there getting back on his left boot drilled it.
36 plays 75. Salmon again with Anthony Rocker. Sav Rocker, incidentally, starting this second half on the bench, down towards the half-forward line once again. The effective spoiler was Chris Obst. Williams dodging and weaving, gives it to Freeborn. His chip slews off the side of the boot. He was aiming for Tucky, who's playing the key forward spot, and eventually pushed out wide by Chris Barlow towards centre wing. Not out of it yet, however. Tarquin Lockyer picks it up. Lockyer spears it in towards the half-forward line. They're away once again, and another promising start to the second half. Mal Michael comes out on a long lead now, hoping for a kind bounce. He's outside 50, Michael. Looks toward chip away. He does, and Daniel Harford preventing play going any further, because Damien Atkins, who came into this game with a goal from his first kick, he's already got 2, but he's too far out. So this time passes into the pocket. It's effective. It finds his skipper in Nathan Buckley, 25 metres out and on a 45-degree angle. And this sort of a start is a nightmare for Hawthorn in the second half. Already, Buckley has 2 goals, 1 in the first term, 1 in the second. Distance not a problem. The second goal was a gem from the centre of the ground. It's coming back, but all too late and 1 behind. So Buckley has 2 goals, 3 to his name, and Collingwood stretch their lead 11-10, plays 5-6.
Hay to bring the ball back into play. It's been a pretty handy forward line. Anthony Rocker has booted a couple of goals, so has Mel Michael. 2 to Nathan Buckley. 3 goals to Nick Holland. He's the sole multiple goal kicker for the Hawks. He's been their big plus up forward. Salmon backing back, just couldn't quite hang on to the ball. Finally it's over the line for a toss back in. Pies by 40 points, 35 degrees at the MCG. Tough conditions in March. Rocker and Salmon over the top. Michael slapped on by Woods. Barlow traps it. The tackle is Adkins. The ball kept alive, squeezed up on the boundary line. The Pies have been very good at getting numbers to the ball. Gavin Brown started on the bench. Late inclusion into the side. Paddling the ball along was Taylor. Kicked out of his hands. Magnificent play. Johnson has kicked a goal out of the hands of his Hawthorn opponent, and he's got 2. Well, what a start for the Pies, and this young man has kicked 2 goals in the first 4 minutes of this third term.
What an opportunistic goal here, because he looked to be surrounded by the Brown guys. You can see there, he is in between 3 Hawthorn players, and somehow he threaded the needle.
Opston Taylor, they were there for the Hawks, and he got his foot to the ball. Clever play.
.36 plays 82. Rocker's been very good from the middle. The Taylor tackle effective. Back to Rocker again. He's been sensational. Don't tell me he's going to kick that. Away to the left and one behind. But the floodgates are threatening to open here at the MCG. This would be a turn up for the books. Don't worry about that. 12-11 plays 5-6. What can the Hawks do? Jonathan Hay. This time comes towards Leckus. Perhaps got one hand to it, but that was all. Collingwood again with the numbers. The Michael hand pass is okay. That was towards Atkins. Into the middle, and he's got Shane O'Brien. Kicked a goal in the second quarter, Shane O'Brien. And they're just dominating at the moment. He's found Buckley, 55 out. Now I would suggest the Bucks could just about kick this if he wanted to really go back and have a crack at it. There's nothing in the square. He could just about go all the way. They drop back now, and I think he's going to drop back too and have a crack at it. This will be interesting. He's going to be kicking from almost 60 metres. Going with the torque, and it slews off the side of the boot into the pocket. Some may say almost the perfect pass. It wasn't to be, and there will... No, I thought there might have been a ball up, but eventually the Hawthorn's defence will come away. But it's been anything but impressive as the hurried kick is by Hay towards centre wing. Taylor was the target, but Theris there as well, and Rupert has it on centre wing. A mystified look from Woods and Taylor, but Theris plays on. He's got O'Brien out wide. Shane O'Brien looks inside 50 once again. Collingwood doing all the attacking as they pepper the goals, and Rocker could have turned round and quite simply popped it onto his boot. Instead, he's going to go back and kick Collingwood's 13th goal, and the start of this third quarter has all but killed Hawthorn. Collingwood has been exceptional. 2 goals to Ben Johnson. This will be number 3 in probably 5 minutes of football.
Approaching 100 goals in AFL football. Anthony Rocker. He's kicked 96.
And going for his 3rd today, 1 in each quarter, and he's done exactly that. Collingwood on a roll here at the G. 3 goals to Anthony Rocker. 36 plays, 89. 53 points the margin.
It would be unusual if the Hawks just roll over and die, because that hasn't been the way they've played over the last 2 or 3 years. They've always been very, very competitive. But at the moment, they are struggling to pace it with the Pies. Anthony Rocker, so mobile and athletic, looks dangerous. He's kicked a couple of big goals as well.
He's done well in the
Team
middle
lifting
too,
goals. Well, a lot of people have always suggested that, you know, floating around the ground, going down forward. Here's Anthony Rocker, speak of the devil. He's got it again. This time the ball's kicked into his opponent. Thompson tried to slap the ball on. Barlow tried to crash his way through. Gives Buckley a heavy shove. Still inside the centre square. The ball's pretty hot at the moment. Shoveled out that time by Burns to Lockyer. Back to Licuria. Make that Jukovic kicks the ball back towards the half-forward flank. He was looking for Mel Michael. He's been dangerous. Brown's on top. Over the top is Collier. They both want a free kick. They'll get a ball up. Gavin Brown, the veteran, on screen. Mark Richardson out of the Collingwood side, and Gavin Brown on a very limited preparation came into the side. Caught high that time was Leckers. Good enough to get the ball away. Back to Harford from the half-back flank. Kicks the ball wide. Lockyer has been a handy performer for the Pies today. 2 against 1. Some good blocking. Holland does well. He needs support. Gets it from Joel Smith, who finally just takes it straight back over the line for a boundary throw-in. And Freeborn has got the hobbles up. And he's coming off, and Orchard will come on. 89 plays 36. It's a 53-point lead. They're led by 33 points at half-time, the Pies, and 14 points at quarter-time. Mercuria, thumping left boot down towards centre-half forward. Tucky got a bad bounce. Ops got a good one. Rawlings started on the bench. Thumps the ball back towards the half-forward line. Holland, again, has 2 to beat. Kinnear. Handball didn't quite hit its target. Licuria, the juggler, had it and lost it. Atkins rockets the ball wide to Burns. He's been so impressive, Atkins, today. Coming away with the ball and thumping it down is Kinnear to the half-forward line. Tucky was the target. Loose ball. Back to Johnson, who's been a star in this third term. This time, can he bend it back? Not enough. And through for a behind.
Johnson's had a great start, though, to this third term with 2 goals. Youngster from St Mary's. Rawlings will bring this back into play. Hawthorn somewhat shell-shocked, and their fans certainly are too, as Woods has a spell on the bench and Barry Young comes back on. Rawlings to the outer side. Well, Rocker has been sensational. Can't say anything more than that at the moment. It was a poor kick, but Rocker might make him pay. 55 out. Anthony, we've seen in this game already, kick an absolute thumper at the other end of the ground. Test the breeze, just a very, very slight breeze, a zephyr really, here across the MCG at the moment. Here's the kick from Rock. Distance not a problem. That's a booming punt. He's done it again. They're heartbreakers, those sort of goals. Rocker. Anthony Rocker has 4 goals, and Collingwood are steaming towards what appears to be a very, very impressive victory. Disappointing kick out, but the Hawks were made to pay then the ultimate price as Rocker boomed through number 4, his second for the quarter, and the Collingwood army is starting to find voice and sensing maybe wooden spooners last year, anything but that this year.
They lead by 60 points. Anthony Rocker is absolutely inspired. He's destroying the Hawks. He's booted 4 goals. Thompson's in the ruck now for the Hawks. Wins the ball, started at full forward, pumps it down. Salmon now playing on the forward line, backing back. Couldn't take the mark. Here's a chance. Crowd, quick snap. He's got it. So a quick reply. Crowd's been playing in defence. He's been moved up forward along with Salmon. So they've rung the changes. Nathan Thompson's gone into the ruck against Anthony Rocker, who's just been so mobile around the ground. He's been threatening for the last couple of years, and when he got his fitness right, that he would be a major player. And today, that's the way it's panning out. Trent Crowd on screen. His first goal. Major possession winners today for the Pies. Williams has had it 12 times, 16 times to O'Brien, 16 to Jukovic, and 12 to young Atkins, young man from Leongatha. 14-12-96 the Pies. The Hawks 6-6-42. Last two times these sides met, it's been one win apiece. Harford out of the centre square, tumbles the ball back towards centre half forward. Jukovic thumped it away. Gavin Brown, the veteran, just happy to see the ball over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Midway through this third quarter, Collingwood looking to go on with the job. Hawthorn desperately trying to find something to get back into the game. Thompson tried to pluck it out of the air, was unsuccessful. Williams will soccer off the ground, puts them inside 50 once again, down towards Tucky. Can't pick it up initially on the half volley. Goes again with a hand pass. Almost succeeded in keeping it in play, but we'll have a throw in the left forward pocket. Tucky drops back to the key forward spot. O'Brien, the picture there as well today, has been pretty effective at his new club. Flicked over the back towards Buckley. Look at this, 48 metres out. Kicks in towards goal, but this time goes across the face and is out of bounds in the right forward pocket, but out of bounds on the full. So Jonathan Hay will bring it back, and hopefully some respite for the Hawthorn defence. Michael behind play, I think, could be a little cramped up. Hay to the outer side, and good strong mark taken by Thompson. Plays on quickly up towards Collicker. Well spoiled. Throw in on centre wing. Michael still in the hands of the trainers. And looks as though he's going to have a spell, and Josh Fraser could come back onto the ground. He too has been pretty impressive. Can Hawthorn start something here? So desperately they need something. Marcus goes up towards Holland, almost took the mark, in fact is claiming it. The umpire said no, play on. Well, I think Holland will be very disappointed with that, as Burns goes to the outer side and finds Batheris. Batheris looks up towards centre wing and finds Damien Atkins. Atkins comes back in towards the centre. Licuria goes into the middle once more with Lockyer steaming down the ground. Poor kick, however, and chopped off by Hay.
McCabe goes wide to Rawlings. The lead is on. Holland says kick it in front. It's a long lead. It's well done. From all the way from centre half forward is there. Big chance up forward. He's booted 3. Looking for Graham. He's got Jukovic to beat. Who's been very good playing on the dangerous mark. Graham, who's kicked a goal. O'Brien a bit slow. Finally tumbles over the line for a toss back in. Shane O'Brien on screen. 17 possessions and a goal. 96 plays, 42. Pies led by 14 points at quarter time, 33 points at half time. They now lead by 54. Rocker, he's been the star. He has destroyed the Hawks. Ops tries to weave his way out of trouble. It was a good tackle by Orchard. Harford had his body over the ball. Woods shoveled it out to Ops. Thompson looks very tired. He's missed the last few practice games, and now having a run on the ball, really looks like he was being affected that time with maybe the heat and also his lack of match practice.
Davis on for Rocker, KB.
Leon Davis. Good to see this brilliant young man really feature in the game. Atkins back towards centre wing. McCabe. He's battled hard in defence for the Hawks. Here's Orchard. His quick handball didn't hit a target. Kicked off the ground by Barry Young. Taken by Josh Fraser, who can use the ball well, but not on this occasion. He'd be disappointed because he is so skillful for his size. It's been one of the features of the young man's game. Thompson caught from behind. Fraser. Maybe could have got a free. Fed the ball out to Orchard. They backtrack back to Jukovic. On the back edge of the centre square to the half-forward line. Good long lead taken by Tucky. He's got good hands. Licuria got the call. Centre square goes very short on the half volley. Not taken that time by Johnson.
There he
He's
is.
kicked a couple of goals. Davis around the corner. It's all set up. Mercuria will handball it across. They'll run into the open goal, and Williams will bang through the Pies 15th. He's got 2. Well, there was very little pressure applied to the Pies midfield. You can see Tucker here got the ball back out to Mercuria, who then went short but then ran on hard. He was looking for Johnson. Davis's kick was virtually half smothered off the boot, and Mercuria full marks because he kept on running and he set it up to Paul Williams.
60 points now the margin. 2 goals to Williams, 4 to Rocker, 2 to Johnson, 2 to Adkins, 2 to Michael. They're the dominant scorers for Collingwood. They go forward again. Buckley and co doing it at will. Buckley's left foot long kick goes inside 50 but bounces away from Jonathan Hay, and we'll have a throw in the left forward pocket. Buckley himself has a couple of goals, both coming in the first half. Left forward pocket, Fraser just tries to poke it down in front, trying to steam away was Obst. Comes towards centre wing. Burns does well at the back. The hand pass is very good towards Jukovic. Short little chip is okay to O'Brien. He wants to go on with it to Buckley. Buckley's on 50. Look out, Angelo's got you. Bang, you're gone. Leckers to take it at half-back. Joel Smith back out on the ground. And now 50 metres, I didn't see what for, but it's going to bring him down well over the centre. And an opportunity to kick Hawthorn inside 50. Leckers. The lead is on. Kick was good, but no mark taken. Burns defends. Oh, Scotty just out on the full. Just trying to be a little too cute. And so Lord brings it back into play now. Pass into half forward for Holland, who's a beauty. The lead was exciting, and he has been a lone player in the forward line for Hawthorn, Nick Holland. Responsibility this year with the vice captaincy. He's kicking now for goal number 4. Playing in his 99th game. Holland from 40 metres. That typical stab at the ball is successful. He's got his 4th. In fact, he is the only multiple scorer for Hawthorn as they move to 7-6. But they trail Collingwood on the comeback trail, 15-12.
Well, it has been the lone hand up forward. Kinnear here, trying to get a hand to the ball, the young defender. But Nick Holland, one of the best marks in the business. 12 possessions and 5 marks to Nick Holland. He's booted 4 goals, 1. 102 plays 48. So a 54-point lead. Tony Woods from that centre square pumps it inside 50. Coming out was Holland. Got a bad bounce. Jukovic has been very good in defence. It's been outstanding. Goes wide and finds Adkins, the young man from Leongatha. He's booted a couple of goals. It's been impressive to the half-forward line. Tucky, just a bit too much carry on the ball for a boundary throw-in. Tucky lined up at full forward. Severio Rocker started the game on the interchange bench. So Fraser to do battle with Thompson. Good 60 metres out from the Collingwood's goal. Colica beaten by Mercuria. Didn't really hit a target. Obst keeps the ball alive. Squeezed up. Kicks back towards the half-forward line. His target down here was Rock, but coming over the top is Ben Kinnear. So Prestigiacomo and Ben Kinnear, a couple of youngsters, holding down key positions for the Pies. It's also enabled Mel Michael to go onto the forward line. He's booted a couple of goals. He's off at the moment with cramp. Obst went to thump the ball forward, taken by Lord. He needs support. It comes from behind, half it, chips the ball out into space. Didn't really hit his target in Graham. They've been off target today, the Hawks, by hand and by foot. Kinnear will be happy to see this over the line for a throw-in. 15-12, 102 the Pies, 7-6, 48 the Hawks. Just over 6 minutes left in this third quarter. Collingwood wooden spooners last year. The Hawks finishing 9th with 10.5 wins. Holland, the juggler, to Lord, the goal kicker. Quick snap. Off target, through for a behind.
Aaron Lord kicked 42 goals last year. Yet to add to that tally today. Contrasting thoughts, I'm sure, for both coaches today. Both starting out with new clubs. Over the line with James Wasley. Another player to come from South Australia. Another one picked up from Norwood, who've been a very handy breeding ground for Collingwood in recent years. Buckley almost forced to go for it on that occasion. A bit of aerial ping pong, sees it drift over the line once more with Andrew Jukovic in picture, and most impressive today, 15 kicks, 5 hand passes, a couple of marks. Certainly done well for his new club. Throw in once more. Ben Kinnear doing the ruck work for Collingwood in that occasion from behind. These players are going to be really tested in these conditions come the final quarter. The temperature in the mid-30s, probably considerably warmer at ground level, KB.
It'd be pretty hot. We've seen all those ice vests on the players during every break.
Again, Kinnear trying to do the work from behind. A proper little hand pass. Not made any easier for Graham, but he recovers, swings round onto the left foot and kicks a much-needed goal for the Hawks. Mark Graham gets his second as he celebrates his 27th birthday. He kicked one in the second term, and Hawthorn moved to 8 goals 7, trailing Collingwood 15-12 with some 5 minutes remaining in this third quarter. The Woods hand pass, a little proppy, but Graham coming back, and on his right foot, which in his case is his left, made no mistake, popped through his second goal. So he becomes only the second multiple scorer as far as Hawthorn is concerned, the other being Nick Holland, who has 4. As we go back into the middle once again, Orchard rips it out of the centre, and he spears a pass in towards Tucky. Couldn't take it on the half volley, but he recovers. Trying to knock it forward was Leon Davis, and they steamrolled him. There will be a bounce 35 metres out from the Collingwood scoring zone. There is Leon Davis, an 18-year-old from Perth, number 35 in the draft. Almost unlucky not to have received a free kick there. Fraser, look at the control by the big man. Look at that control. Sensational stuff, and welcome to Magpie Land. Josh Fraser gets his first goal, and Collingwood have all the answers at the moment against Hawthorn. 16-12, plays 8-7.
Well, he's so mobile and athletic. You can see here, takes his own tap out, and then with that quick snap, put it through. And he was pretty delighted. That's his first goal in AFL football. On and off the bench today. Changing in the ruck with Anthony Rocker, who has booted 4 goals, 1, and has been an inspirational player for the Pies today. Young Josh Fraser. Looks like he's going to have a very long career with the Pies, and a successful one. Woods tumbles the ball from that centre square, paddling the ball along, picked up by Rock, tries to set it up wide to Harford. The handball again didn't really hit a target. Barker runs into the open goal and bangs it through. It was easy in the end, but again we could see, Sandy, that even the handball towards the end of that passage of play didn't really hit John Barker. Just had a bit of time to take it, but there was nothing really clean about it. This handball was good from Joel Smith to Harford. Now, just still didn't hit the target. Had time to recover, and all day the Hawks have just been a little bit off song. But Johnny Barker's just come onto the ground and kicked a goal. 16-12, 108. The Hawks 9-7, 61. Fraser and Thompson do battle. Thump forward. Highs just force it inside 50. Here comes Big Sav. Feeds the ball off to Johnson. He's booted 2 this term. Way off target for a boundary throw in. In fact, it's out on the full. Up in this third quarter, Ben Johnson with 2 quick goals to the Pies in the first 4 minutes. A Caves kick was a lazy one. Johnson feeds the ball off. The Pies just fiddling around. Severio Rocker brings the ball back. Snapped by Johnson. He's got 3 for the term. So this young man from Preston under-18s has kicked 3 goals in this third quarter. He started the ball rolling with 2 quick goals at the start of this term, and he's finishing it as well. 28, nearly 29 minutes played in this third quarter. 3.5 minutes left.
A very impressive quarter by Ben Johnson. Just 18 years of age, 3 goals for the quarter.
Not bad in your first game of AFL football, Sandy.
Not bad at all. And out of the middle they go again. Buckley from a standing start. It's a high left foot kick up towards half forward. Could have almost been a Collingwood free kick with Young. In fact, it is Young infringing. And the advantage has been paid. There wasn't any real advantage. It may work as yet because the kick comes in from Adkins. It bounces towards goal. Davis flies in at 100 kilometres an hour, but just a little bit too late, and 1 behind is the end result. 61 plays 115 with just 3 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Mal Michael still on the sidelines as Hay brings it back into play to the outer side. Difficult one for the big fish, Paul Salmon. Tried to get down and take it on the half volley. He was unsuccessful, and there'll be a throw in on the outer side.
Their big guns have struggled today. Paul Salmon, no real influence on the game. Shane Crawford, just the 7 possessions, 6 kicks and 1 handball.
It's a quiet start by him, but here's Buckley. He, as usual, picking up possessions at will. Gives it away to Scotty Burns. Burns wobbles a punt towards the 50-metre line. There'll be a free kick there going the way of Hawthorn. I think Johnson perhaps a little too enthusiastic, giving it away, and Young takes the kick. They get it up towards half forward now. The Collingwood defence has been pretty tight. Burns tries to get it out, then goes again, loses it however to Barker. He eludes 1, eludes 2, then kicks a big bomb that is wide towards full forward and out of bounds on the forward. Ben Kinnear should bring it back with no addition to the score. 115 plays 61. Freeborn is back on the ground. Kinnear goes short to Batheris, who's at half-back. He in turn chips it to his captain, who's knocked up as usual, getting possessions.
7 marks to Buckley.
Into the middle he goes. Lucuria. A couple of lookalikes in this Collingwood lineup, and Lucuria and Jukovic and a couple. Sav just thrown away in a mild act of frustration after having taken the mark. It won't worry the big man. He's played second fiddle today to younger brother Anthony, who's got 4 goals. Sav is looking for his first. Kicking from 55. Both boys are towering kicks. That is no exception, but it's away to the left. (17-14). There's 9-7. Again, it will be Barry Young. Spearing it to Daniel Harford at half-back, marking in front of Williams. Further downfield, Jade Rawlings spent considerable time on the bench. Now floats it up towards Barker. If he can escape here. He might get another shot at goal. No, he opts for the short pass. It comes back to Barker again, this time onto the right foot, and he has kicked his second goal for the quarter. 2 to Barker, 2 to Graham, 4 to Holland. They're the major contributors for Hawthorn as they move to 10-7, trailing Collingwood 17-14.
Well, he started in defence, John Barker, yet in the Ansett Cup, particularly against the Bombers, he actually played on the forward line and looked very, very dangerous, and his marking was a real strength along with Holland and also Thompson. But started in defence today, found himself on the interchange bench, has come onto the field in this third term, has promptly kicked 2 goals. Playing on Jukovic, who has been a good player for the Pies, but all of a sudden, a couple of goals kicked on him.
A little bit of a how do you do down there too.
So the Hawks
sorting out,
drag it back to a 49-point ball game. There's Shane Crawford on screen, the Brownlow medalist. He has really struggled to get into the game today. Just the 6 kicks and the 1 handball. Leckers, wild handball taken by Barlow, tries to set it up, it's into space. Holland has been good today. Now a free kick, the whistle has gone, and Leckers will take it. Goes short, Holland's run hard, he's got it. Well, in the dying moments of this third term, a couple of goals to Barker, and if Nick Holland can slot this through, it just may give them some heart. It's been uncharacteristic of Hawthorn today. They haven't really been competitive. Over the last couple of years, they've always been tough in the clinches. They always keep gnawing away at their opponent. Holland runs around. I think he's got it. He's got 5. Well, he has been simply great for him on the forward line. 2 goals in the first quarter, 1 in the second, and now 2 goals in his third term. Just 10 seconds left to 3-quarter time. And on the third grab, Nick Holland. Just haven't got enough from Crawford, Salmon or Thompson. They're big guns. This man has really stood up today.
They have, however, come back a little, KB. At one stage, it was at least a 10-goal margin.
They were down 60 points early in this quarter. Yeah. O'Brien has his kick smothered, thumped on by Kinnear. Williams rockets the ball wide to Buckley. Just a few seconds left. The siren sounds. And at 3-quarter time, 17-14 the Pies, 116. Lead Hawthorn 11-7, 73.
It's a 43.
So we come to the final term here at the MCG. Collingwood have had their noses in front all day. 14 points at quarter time, 33 points at half time, and into the final quarter leading by 43 points as Josh Fraser picks it out of the air and kicks it up towards half forward. It's been an impressive debut by Fraser, and that's an equally good mark by Colliker. But the Hawthorn defence has been tested to its fullest today as Collingwood's run right down in that forward zone. Colliker's kick comes towards centre wing, flicked out the back. Somehow that was delightfully done by Lucuria, down towards Davis, who's been unable to get into the game as yet today. He's another of the Collingwood recruits, but his time will come. Buckley, that's clever. Johnson had a purple patch. It came in the third quarter of this match when he kicked 3 goals, and he could add to that now. But have a look at this again from Lucuria.
Yes, that'd have to be a throw.
Don't spoil it, KB.
This young boy has kicked 3 goals in the third quarter, playing his first game.
Every quarter, Collingwood has started with a goal. That floating punt was not pretty off the boot and is through for 1 behind.
3 goals, 3 now to Ben Johnson.
But an impressive performance by Collingwood. They had a 5-goal first and second quarter, then a 7-goal third term. So it's been a consistent all-round effort as Hay shrugs one, tries to twist and turn out of trouble, and that really does typify their day. There's been nothing smooth about the Hawthorn vehicle, if we could put it like that, and that's what happens when you have a day like that. So a throw in, still in Collingwood's attacking zone. Salmon hasn't been the usual Salmon we've come to know today. McCabe, pressure to the line. It doesn't stop Nathan Buckley still having a good chat to the umpire. Leading from the front is N. Buckley. Fraser again working against Salmon, one going with the left hand, the other with the right. Michael spent time on the bench in the third term with what appeared to be cramp. Adkins has been busy. He kicked a couple of goals in the first term, and Johnson has it once more. Into half forward. Over the 50. No mark taken, but ever so close. Orchard ripped to the ground. Collingwood fans want a free kick. It will not happen. Defence under Obst, who gets a kick towards McCabe, and McCabe steadies at half-back. Kicks up towards centre wing. Nothing working at all as Scotty Burns, playing from behind, takes it, and he kicks long up towards the half-forward line. The mark has been paid.
Colliker was hung on to by Leon Davis.
So he's got the free kick.
So it was good umpiring because it was a sneaky move by Davis. He was right at the back of the pack. Just gave his jumper a bit of a tug.
He's got to do something, Leon. He wants to get into the game before that final siren, KB.
Barlow at centre half back. Loose player wide is Leckers. Also loose is Rock inside the centre square, chipping in and reading it well. Now that's been Hawthorn's style all day. They've been missing by hand and by foot. Mel Michael drills it, looking for Big Sav. Couldn't take a one-hander. Here's his brother Anthony, who's been a star. He's got it. Back to Big Brother, rockets the ball to Buckley, quick snap across the face of goal. Through for a behind. Paul Acuria coming off with cramp. And coming on is Adkins, who's been a good player in his first game as well. 17 possessions and 5 marks and 2 goals to Adkins in his first game. McCabe has battled hard across half-back to Lord. To the half-forward line, this time out in front is Holland. Even Nick Holland, who's kicked 5 goals, drops an easy mark. They've been so impressive today, the Pies. Rupert Batheris has been a good player. There's Atkins straight off the interchange bench. Batheris has been good. This young man takes him on. Runs to the point of the square, unloads up towards the forward pocket, coming out in front. Couldn't take it, was Barry Young. Johnson shares the ball to Lockyer. Dribbles it across the face of goal for a toss back in. 118 plays 73.
Tell you what, Ben Johnson can sniff those goals, KB.
He's Lockyer's just hurt himself a bit there. Yes, he looks pretty impressive. During the Ansett Cup, Ben Johnson looked like he might be a player.
Throw in, Salmon wins it. They defend desperately to the half-back line. Now there we saw Shane Crawford. It came from Rawlings, but Crawford has had a desperately quiet day today. And that's not good news as far as Hawthorn was concerned, because he was pretty quiet in the Ansett Cup as well. Woods is unable to take it cleanly. Eventually comes away, however, down towards Graham, who marks inside 50.
Well, Mark Orchard has been tagging Shane Crawford, so you've got to give him a pat on the back. The Brownlow medalist virtually hasn't touched the ball.
Mark Graham kicked a goal in the second quarter, another in the third. And I'm sure that Peter Schwab will be desperate for this side to at least finish with a real run. As Salmon leaves the ground as we speak, Thompson comes on to replace him. So the big men changing. As big men on both sides have been all day in these very oppressive conditions. Clever kick that one. It went parallel with the boundary line for probably 40 metres and then drifted away from Mark Graham, forcing another throw in on the outer side. Boys on the bench there, Joel Smith and Richard Taylor for Hawthorn. throw in. Buckley went for it. McCabe was in the thick of things as well. In fact, his hand pass came out to Graham. Kicks it only short and was taken by Adkins. He's quick to move it on to Williams. He looks towards the centre of the ground. Davis now, where is this speed, young Leon? Well, his tackle is certainly good, and he's got it. Davis on centre wing. Not a lot of him, but he's highly talented. Anthony Rocker forward but without the ball. Chance once again for Johnson. Spears it in towards the open goal, making a ton of meterage on that occasion. Freeborn, but unable to mark was Freeborn, who spent some time on the interchange bench. We finish up with one behind. Collingwood 17-17 plays 11-7. Kick back into play finds Lekas on the back pocket region. He in turn moves it on to Colliker, who's got Anthony Rock loose on centre wing. Rock goes. Barry Young running with him. Baz has got it now. Inside 50, a better forward thrust by Hawthorn on that occasion. Holland, who's really been their sole winner up forward with 5 goals, has a chance to make it half a dozen. .45-degree angle, and he's going to be kicking from 50. Good looking kick from Holland. That's a magnificent kick for goal. He's got his 6th in a lone hand up forward for Hawthorn. An excellent performance. As I speak, Richard Taylor comes back out onto the ground and Woods leaves it.
Let's have a look what happens in the goal square here before the kick. Wosley there just stopping Barker going for the ball, who probably would get an Academy Award nomination for that. 119 plays 79. So a 40-point lead to the Pies. Led by 14 points at quarter time, 33 points at half time, and 43 points at three-quarter time. Thompson started this last quarter on the bench. Really struggled to get into the game. Graham has booted a couple of goals. Back to the square, running with the flight of the ball is Wosley. So the young man from Norwood goes short, finds Kinnear. Comes away from the back pocket, kicks long. Josh Frazier's the target, pushed out that time by Thompson. He's coming to this game underdone, no doubt about that. He'll be better for the run to Barlow, who's a ball carrier. Kicks a high ball back to centre forward. Barker's got a shove in the back. Will take the free kick. He's looked a lot better on the forward line. Started in defence, spent some time on the bench. Kicked 2 goals in that third term. And now he's shooting from 45 metres out directly in front. John Barker started with Fitzroy, then went to Brisbane. A couple of years now with the Hawks. Directly in front. That's a shocking kick off the boot. That just about sums up Hawthorn's day.
.39 points. The margin after Collingwood led by 43 coming into the final quarter. The lock here comes straight down the middle. Batheris gives it away, and it's popped over the top towards Damien Adkins. Adkins rips through the centre and kicks down towards Severio Rocker at full forward. Was tackled and lost the ball. Michael there to assist, but nipping in first for Hawthorn was young Chris Obst. Gets a high ball going back towards Colliker. Showed courage but couldn't complete the mark. Davis can't pick up the slippery ball. In fact, lost it in the end. Almost a little too slow, but he's lightning quick, as we know. And there is going to be a free kick going the way of Collingwood. Lord can't believe it. Anthony Rocker can, because he is going to be the recipient. Or will it be Buckley? Might be Buckley. He'll take it. He won't have any trouble with the distance from here. He's going to be kicking from 55. He has 2 to his credit so far. And has put in another day that could certainly see him figure in the votes. Kicking from 55 metres. Lovely drop punt. Look at that. They don't get any better than that. Buckley has his third. The Magpies continue on their winning way. One in the first, one in the second, now that one. It's Collingwood's 18-17, 125. 45-point leaders over Hawthorn, 12-8-80. Buckley held and he didn't have the football. He really is a wonderful kick, whether it's for a set shot or on the run. There are a few better, KB.
Well, he's booted 3 goals. He's had 28 possessions and taken 7 marks. So he's led from the front. Paul Salmon has just come back onto the ground, replacing Thompson. So the big fish goes straight into the ruck against Josh Fraser. Salmon wins the points, taken away by O'Brien, who's been a handy player all day. Kicks a high ball. Davis did well, got a fist to the ball.
Here he goes.
Picks it up. A bit of magic from Leon Davis. Pumps the ball to the goal square. Running with the flight was Hay. For a toss back in, there he is, Leon Davis. Haven't seen the best of the young player today, but I'm certain he's going to thrill Collingwood fans throughout the season. Been a bit unlucky with a couple of bounces, just to lift his confidence in his first game. I'm certain he'll play out this last quarter as part of his learning curve. Johnson, this young boy, has been very, very good. To Buckley, to the square. Jonathan Hay, last line of defence. The Hawks trail by 45 points. McCabe has battled very hard, 22 possessions and 5 marks. Kicks to the wing, looking for half. The thump came from Lockyer. He's been a good defender. Taking the ball over the line is Adkins. So a boundary throw in between centre wing and half forward flank for the Pies, who last year won the wooden spoon with just 4 wins. They're going to start the season in a blaze of glory. And for Mick Malthouse, a win first up. Taylor spent time on the bench, below his best today. Just tumbles the ball back towards the centre square. Williams from behind. I'll pay the mark. Went the punch. Got his fist onto the ball, then was able to grab it. Big Sab's on a lead. He's in front.
Oh!
And a free kick. He just propped in front of Jonathan Hay, who went a bit early and got into his back. Well, he's kicked, hasn't kicked a goal yet, Big Sab. He's kicked 2 behinds. His brother's kicked 4. So distance not a worry. He's shooting from just 45 metres out. He'll put this straight into the grandstand. Started on the interchange bench. Again, interrupted pre-season with a knee operation late last year. Severio Rocker from 45 metres out kicks a goal. He's first. And Collingwood's 19th.
They get it back to a 51-point advantage after one stage leading by 60 points. There you can see once again with Jonathan Hay running into what could only be described as a brick wall illegally and paying the ultimate penalty. Severio Rocker gets his first. Anthony Rocker has 4. Nathan Buckley and Ben Johnson each have 3. They are Collingwood's major scorers as we go back to the centre. Salmon on the ball. Fraser there with him, taken out of the middle by Taylor. Down towards the half-forward line. Graham forced to defend. Barker is there with him. Can they do something here? Well, there has been a whistle. In fact, it is a free kick going the way of Scotty Burns. So we'll come back. He'll take it on halfback. Thought about Williams short, but now goes longer to Gavin Brown, the former skipper, who's just come onto the ground.
Straight off the interchange bench.
Thank you very much. I'll have that possession. A later preparation for him. He was caught behind the 8 ball. Goes to Prestigiacomo, who again looks towards Rocker territory and inside 50. That was Severio. He couldn't take it. Lekas is in trouble. Did well to get a hand pass, wobbling along the boundary line. before eventually being chipped over. Pressure from Joel Smith and a throw in to take place. So a certainly positive start by Collingwood for this year. And Hawthorn, after looking as though they might be the big improvers, appearing to start the season a little sluggishly, but there's a long way to go. Rawlings takes the hand pass and he's quick to give it away to Aaron Lord, who's skipping around the outer side. He heads towards Barker, but he's got some opposition here because Williams and Wasley are both there, and it's the latter who picks it up and he gives it to Burns. Brown says, go on, get going. Put your skates on, and he gives it to Tarkin Lockyer, who's almost down to centre wing. Lockyer looks up towards right half forward, and this was too easy at the moment because Tucky has it, dodging and weaving, twisting and turning. He goes back to Lockyer, mucking around with it. They switch play into the centre of the ground. The hurried kick is by Adkins. It's only short, but it's effective, and Scott Burns is going to have a shot at goal, something he hasn't done so far today. Got the opportunity of kicking his first. He's directly in front and 45 metres out. Al Michael again having a spell.
Severio Rocker has come back onto the ground.
Scott Burns, like Wasley, coming from Norwood and posting his first goal for the day. Collingwood get their 20th goal, and they're back almost to a 10-goal lead. 2017 plays 12 goals, 8.
10 individual goal kickers today.
Took the words right out of my mouth, KB.
So good sharing around of the ball. Nathan Buckley's booted 3, 4 to Anthony Rocker and 3 to Ben Johnson as well. 2 to Paul Williams. 2 also to Damien Atkins and Mel Michael. First goal to Scotty Burns. 6 goals to Nick Holland. He's been a lone hand up forward. 2 to John Barker and 2 to Mark Graham. Salmon wins the tap. Does his own roving and then pumps the ball inside 50. Holland. This time Prestigiacomo on hands and knees does well. Lockyer has been very good in defence. Kinnear goes wide. The race is on. Tucky. He's got good hands. He looks a player of the future. From half back, kicks the ball back towards centre half forward. McCabe has the ball thumped away. It was good play by Buckley. Sav wants a free kick, then wins the ball. Some fancy footwork, backtracks, tries to give it across to Williams. Rawlings under pressure. Crowed, short. Finds Graham. Edge of the centre square. Kicks long, inside 50 over centre half forward. Prestigiacomo. Couldn't take it on the second grab. He's got time to come away. Lockyer. Very impressive in defence today. Goes wide, looking for Gavin Brown. Hasn't seen a great deal of time on the field today. It was a late inclusion into the side, replacing Mark Richardson.
Just over 6 minutes remaining.
53,776 fans today.
That's not a bad crowd, KB. 53,776. Orchard a short kick. Brown another opportunity. Barry Young at the bottom there with him. The 2 senior players, respective sides. See it bottled up, and we've got a bounce in Collingwood's attacking zone.
Well, Mark Orchard's had 8 possessions today, but more importantly, he's held the Brownlow medalist Shane Crawford to just 9.
Been an excellent performance, hasn't it? Here's the bounce on right half forward for Collingwood. It's not a good one for Salmon. In fact, Buckley flicked it towards his attacking zone a little further. Freeborn was there, but so too was Chris Obst. He takes it over the line. 57 points the margin. Next week, Collingwood will play Adelaide, who certainly didn't make an impressive start to the season. O'Bree's hand pass is okay towards Batheris. Rupert goes short and finds Buckley, who is directly in front and will be attempting now to nail goal number 4, kicking from 50 metres. There's the hand pass from O'Brien across to Rupert Matheras. And Buckley now attempting to finish it off. Any breeze here, although it tends to swirl, is at his back. He's directly in front. He's one of the best kicks in the competition. And you build him up like that, you know what happens. It's away to the left and one behind, KB. So Nathan Buckley for the day has kicked 3 goals for. But still another excellent performance. This is Trent Crode. He kicked a goal in the 3rd term. Crode kicks towards centre wing and finds Holland. Sneaks away from Anthony Rocker. Looks up towards right half forward, and Anthony Rock takes the mark. Rock in towards full forward. Collingwood defence has been pretty good all day. Colliker has a snap that goes across the face of goal. And no addition to the score for Hawthorn and Michael Colliker. In their left forward pocket. Sting certainly out of this game now, with Collingwood well and truly home and opening the season with, at the moment, what could best be described as a bit of a percentage booster. Colliker lost another opportunity. Giacomo pushing again towards the line and defending. Collingwood fans are pretty happy. The Army had a dismal year in '99. They're hoping to make up for it this year. Here's the throw in again. Rock takes the hand pass, kicks blindly and high. Anthony Rocker stood his ground, did it well as Colliker attacks from behind. Here's Davis spearing a little pass. That was good vision to O'Brien, who marks on half back. Shane O'Brien has been impressive today too. He kicks up towards centre wing. There was a decent old push on that occasion by Chris Obst, and it was picked up, KB, and it'll be taken by Brent Tuckey. Hasn't kicked a goal, but has certainly looked very effective.
Well, he's got good hands. A couple of times he's taken some very, very half volleys. And this young man from Storr can make a mark. Here's Burns. He's kicked a goal in this last quarter. He's looking for Big Sav. He's got it. He's going to run into the open goal. He's missed. And just runs into Anthony Leckers at the same time. So 1 goal, 3 to Severio Rocker today. His brother's booted 4 goals, 1. Rawlings in the back pocket. 2019 139 the Pies, 12-8-80 the Hawks, as Rawlings kicks back. He's looking for Barker, who is held, so he'll take the free kick. Kicked 2 goals late in that 3rd quarter. Barker from half back to the half forward line. Graham's the target. He's got 2 to beat. Pies have been very good in numbers today. To Gavin Brown. Time for think music. Just chips the ball short and finds Josh Fraser. He's been pretty impressive. This is his 12th possession. It's been used sparingly, on and off the ground. Back to Brown, just sharing the ball around. Still over 3 minutes left in this final quarter. Nathan Buckley, what a game he's played. 31 possessions, 9 marks and 3 goals for. So he just goes backwards, finds Wasley. So they're backtracking the Pies. Be a bit of fun if we do this for 3 minutes. Wasley looking for Brown. Brave attempt. Anthony Rocker had it and lost it. Atkins has been so impressive today in his first game. Kicked a goal with his first kick in AFL football. Tuckey from 55 metres out drills it. Well, Tuckey looks like he's a player of the future. This is Lockyer. He's lined up at full forward today. Hasn't kicked a goal, but he's taken 6 marks. He's had 14 possessions. And Lockyer, who's been a fine defender, will be having his first shot at goal. .45-degree angle, shooting from 35 metres out, and he's pushed it right. So it's a 10-goal lead to the Pies as Nathan Buckley comes off. A lead by 60 points. And the skipper, well-earned rest. He has started the season magnificently. Hay has battled hard for the Hawks. It's been tough playing in defence today. Short to Woods. Disappointing start for the Hawks. And there's Wasley. Been part of a very strong Magpie defence. Anthony Rocker was magnificent, particularly in that third term. He booted a couple of goals. Kicked a big booming goal early in the game. It was inspirational stuff for the Pies. Licuria off the interchange bench. He's going to run in. Takes a bounce, takes him on. Caught by Graham. Under pressure. The Pies, Brown with strength. Back to Licuria. To Fraser. Scored high. Will take the free kick. And he's still down. So Collingwood players quick to support their young star. Now, looks like that's been reversed. So listen to the boos go around the ground. A lot of action down on the forward line as Joel Smith, 2 casual bounces, runs inside 50 for the Hawks and kicks a goal. And Collingwood fans don't like it. So Josh Fraser on screen being looked at. Copped a heavy knock. We see here the ball coming out from Paul Licuria, and Mark Graham comes in. Just seemed to catch him around the throat. Then there was an altercation, and the ball was taken off Collingwood and given to Hawthorn, and they kicked a goal from that passage of play. So it looks like Fraser's going to come off. 2020 Collingwood, 140, 13,886 Hawthorn. And the #1 draft choice has made a pretty impressive debut today. Already a favourite with the Collingwood fans. And replacing him is Ben Johnson, who's booted 3 goals in his first game of AFL football. Pies by 54 points. Just a few seconds left in the game. Salmon. Not one of his better days. O'Brien pumps the ball inside 50. Hay, the juggler, couldn't take it as the siren sounds. A magnificent win to Collingwood. They've opened the season with Mick Malthouse as coach, winning the first game for the Pies. Wooden Spooners last year, and they run out victors today. 142-86, a 54-point win to Collingwood. Nathan Buckley, the skipper, 31 possessions and 9 marks and 3 goals for today. Best on-ground performance by the skipper. Well supported by Anthony Rocker, booted 4 goals, was inspirational early in the game. And some fine performances too by Betheris, handy in defence today. And there's Shane Crawford. It was a black day for the Brownlow medalists, just the 9 possessions, picked up by Mark Orchard, who did a great job in tagging the Brownlow medalist. And Mick Malthouse comes onto the MCG. His first game as coach of the Pies. They have won by 54 points. So it's a happy Collingwood. Young Atkins, 41 on screen there, booting 2 goals, including a goal with his first kick in AFL football. And the big fish, just congratulating Josh Fraser on his first game of AFL football. The old and the new today at the MCG. No big smile on the face of Mick, but I'm certain inside he's very pleased. And the Pies just 4 games last year. And Wooden Spooners start in a blaze of glory. 53,000 fans here today, nearly 54,000 to see Collingwood win the season opener against the Hawks. And they're still enjoying the Collingwood theme song. There's Wayne Jackson congratulating the Pies. President there, Eddie Maguire. And his wife Carla. So they're all on the ground here celebrating the win. And Collingwood leave the field at the MCG. They have defeated Hawthorn 20-21-40, the 13-8-86, a 54-point win to Collingwood. Thank you.